Beam me.
Hello, Miss Rachel.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Beam me up. We'll beam you up indeed. Brando, how are you?
Doing well. Excited for football today.
Welcome to
is
Raising
today
the
football?
Stand.
Today is football.
Yeah,
Today is football.
It is football day, and we're going to be talking
you know
football, a bit of football, in a couple of minutes. Our buddy Dwight Hicks, former San Francisco 49er, who a couple of Super Bowl rings. We'll talk to him, also a fine actor, and talk about what he's got going. So we're expecting a call in from him. And I don't know, maybe we're probably getting some feedback from Moss Landing, maybe.
Oh, that sounds better. Can you hear that now?
I can. That's fine now.
Oh, that was rough for me.
That was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm scared to go outside.
Well, it's weird because now people trying to go south from Santa Cruz to Monterey
and
have
you
got
can't?
to cut over. We can get there, but you got to cut over to 101 and then back up and cross over and
Yeah.
go left at your Slauson cut off your Slauson, that whole deal. So, anyway, we're waiting to hear from Dwight Hicks. So what's up in your world, Brando?
Oh, nothing much. Just studying for the CPA exam. And
Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
So is Ryan.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I've talked to him about it. He takes it this week, I think. I think he
Yeah, I
takes
talked
it.
to him about it.
Yeah.
It's a hard test.
Yeah, it's super hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Super hard.
And you're back in school?
You hear that too,
I
right?
do hear that.
Oh, what do we do
We're
about
hearing
that?
some, I don't know.
Do you know how to fix that?
No.
I like how you just look at him. Look at what he's doing.
No,
Look at
I
him.
think
Look
we're
at him. Oh, he's pushing. He's
that
pushing.
may fix it.
Wait, that's taking out my headphones. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
great idea.
you won't be able to hear anything, and I can't hear anything either. Those are mine.
That's
anyway.
okay.
Later on in the show, we have Julie Wexler,
Yeah.
our friend who, God bless her, was in New York for the jazz conference a couple of weeks ago and got 2 evacuation calls while she's in New York because she lives in Southern California. And so we'll talk a little bit about the
scary.
craziness down there and about her new CD, which is called No Wonder.
You know, I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I'm a big proponent of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and all that. However, if there is arson involved,
kill
those
'em.
people, I mean, right?
First of all, buy them a nice house and burn it down.
Do we just send them somewhere? Do they go to I don't know, do we just put them in the ocean? What
Yeah.
do we do with them?
Well,
That's just-
there is some
those-
question about that, whether there is arson or not.
If there was
If there
arson,
was.
that I don't know. If someone is willing to do something that sick that risks the lives of so many,
And
they can't function in society with nice people. I mean, that's just really bad.
and the time for attacking politicians and first responders and not being ready. Let's talk about
Those
that later.
firefighters,
There has
oh my
been a
God.
remarkable talk about the imperfect storm, where we've got 100-mile-an-hour winds, and it's just insanity.
It's crazy. Oh,
Anyway,
no.
we got anybody calling in?
Let's see.
Let me see if I can do this from my end.
Oh yeah, you're plugged in.
Do you want to just have them call
Well,
Jacoby's phone?
I don't know. Let's just see if
Well, you know what you could do is you could put it on speakerphone first.
we can bring
to
this
see
up.
If you,
Let's see
see
if we can
get it.
find our buddy Dwight Hicks.
I mean, he's gonna call. He probably needs some football advice from me.
Probably does.
I've watched a few games.
Okay, so you're hooked in there.
He's ready, but
No, he's
gotta
right.
see if
So
yeah.
we'll see if we can.
Oh, so what else is going on?
Best laid plans.
Best laid
plans of. Yeah, so he's maybe he'll get back to us.
Yeah. Well, what else is going on, guys?
Not much.
Okay.
Let's see.
my
Finished.
Is that your tiny water bottle?
That is my tiny water bottle.
with the
But you know what? I found it in the tiny fridge. I'll get in trouble for this. I'm sure somewhere there's a baby here that's not going to have
I've never
his
seen
water.
a water bottle like this.
I've
So this
never
is-
seen it either.
This is literally just. I know that I can't show it to you, but this
Yes.
it's a miniature version of a normal sized water bottle with a sport top on it.
Well, it's sport top.
So when you go on your marathon,
What do you-
is that? And you're squirting the water in your mouth.
Right. What do you? But you would.
not-
It's just like one squirt and you're
You
done.
better get all of it in there because
Yeah.
there's not very many squirts in there.
Well, what are those called? The things the babies have, the pacifiers. A bling bling. Are they called
Oh, like a baby.
Binky?
binky? They're binky. This is very much like a binky.
A bling bling.
A bling
That's
bling.
like your security.
That's
bling bling.
something P Diddy wears. It's a bling bling.
I think he might.
Not anymore. They
I
took
think
the bling bling away.
I think they took all of his bling blings away. Yeah. No, he's gone.
He has pretty much no playthings right now.
He's in big trouble.
Yeah. They just, I think they listed the mansion, which he paid, I want to say $54 million for. They were listing it for $72 million.
So crazy.
But, yeah.
That is so wild. Yeah,
And,
these
It could be on Selling Sunset next week.
Well, and Jay-Z's not particularly outmost. Hey, stay under your own bus.
that's
You
it.
don't need to throw me
I don't
under.
need you over here. Oh, by the way, I was going to tell you, I started watching Suits today.
Finally.
did.
Yeah, I did. Started watching
From the
Suits.
beginning.
I watched it from the pilot.
The pilot.
I started
That's
with the
where
pilot.
I watched it from
Did
the
you?
pilot.
Okay. Well, yeah, and then I was looking forward to. I'm trying to find like some little pearl that I can bring to my class, where I can say, "Hey guys, I know that you think that that's what you were doing, and that's what I know you think you're right, but Meghan Markle in Suits, she tells me something different, and then I can see what my professor how he reacts to that." I know I'm trying to turn that down. Okay, good. Yeah, that works. I just have to keep an eye on this.
I love Suits.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
And the first episode is where
I mean, it's a little silly,
yeah,
but
it's a little silly, but it's the charming people.
Well, and the thing is, I used to when I exercise. I exercise in the mornings, and I used to, and I've decided that my 2 weekend because I exercise every day, so I've decided that my 2 weekend exercises I'm going to do in my house instead of the gym, and that way I can be with my cats.
Yeah.
And so it's called Saturday Catter Day and Sunday Cat Fun Day, and I have 2 routines that I've made for both of those days. And so when I exercise though, I watch TV now. I don't listen to music anymore or podcasts. I used to be very intellectual and I used to listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
And then I switched to music. And then I switched to like trash reality. And now,
This is our buddy Dwight Hicks calling. Let me see if I can take this.
Cold music. Oh.
Hang on 1 second, my friend. Let's make sure I get this right.
I don't think you have to do anything more.
I don't have to do anything. We got them
I think now it's just Brandon
with
pulling
us
up
on the
phone.
line.
Is he there?
I don't know. Dwight, are you there, buddy?
Let's see. Here, let me see.
Hang on 1 second. We're just getting you.
Oh, there we go. Now you should be there. You
All
have
right.
speaker.
Now let's.
Is he there?
We good? I'm here.
I hear him.
Helpful.
It's this one. I got it.
Yeah, I have to give the folks some background on this. The last time, Dwight's a dear old friend of mine. The last time we had him scheduled was last year before the Super Bowl.
Oh,
I
that's
was at
right.
Costco and something happened to my car and I had to cancel. I felt terrible. And so I've spoken to Dwight throughout, obviously, quite a few times during the year. But I'm glad to finally get you, buddy. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Yeah, well, I am good. Dwight Hicks, of course, former San Francisco 49er, 2 Super Bowl rings. And we'll talk a little football, but I also want to talk about, and this is just not a new thing for you, but taking out a new career, and embracing it full throttle, which you have done and have had marvelous success in drama, and we'll talk about what you're doing there. But first of all, I know one of my co-hosts, Brandon here, had asked me, how did the 49ers get so bad so quickly? And I thought you
don't say John Lynch.
I thought you might be able to answer that.
Well, that's an enigma, really. With the talent that they have on that team, it's hard to see why they haven't won a Super Bowl in 5-6 years, because in that time, I thought, and still even today, they have enough talent to win. But again, it just shows you how hard it is.
It is, yes.
To win a Super Bowl. I mean, it's hard to get there. It's even harder to win. And so many outside forces. I mean, you look at Greenlaw, the second half, they hold Kansas City to 3 points in the first half. And he steps out on the field. No one touched him before the second half starts. And he ruptures his Achilles. It's like, how does that shit happen? Excuse my totally. Yeah, it's like, what the hell was that? But, the stars have to align, I guess. That's all I could say, because no one thought we were going to win in 1981, especially with 3 rookies in the secondary. And yet we were able to do it. And it's a testament to, number one, the team, the guys on the team, and how we came together. And these guys, they seem like they're together, but still it's not happening for them. And all I could say is, in adversity, with adversity, you just have to grow from it. And hopefully it pans out in the future.
Well, I couldn't agree more, and certainly a case in point are the Rams, who kind of went through, a fall from grace,
Yes.
like the 49ers did, and went through a bad year and, hit their stride at the right time, and I think surprised a lot of people.
Yeah. And I don't care what people say about, this team is going to win or that team's going to win. They have a better record. Look how they played through the year. All you got to do is make it to the next game.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And if you're in it, you have a chance to win it. Period.
Not unlike early dating, get hot at the right time. So, that having been said, you want to make a pick for me? Give me the two teams of the Super Bowl.
Baltimore.
Okay.
Baltimore.
And who was the other?
Who's from the NFC?
Detroit.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's a good choice. That's a good choice.
Nice.
It'll be.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right, Rachel.
I think it'll be Detroit and Buffalo, or Detroit and Baltimore. Detroit and Buffalo, a wonderfully compelling story. Detroit, of course, having never gone, let alone won. Buffalo with the, with the curse and having lost 4 in a row.
Yeah, 4 in a row. Yeah.
The other interesting possibility is with the extraordinary tragedies going on in L.A. And the Rams playing and taking folks' minds off that. God bless them for that. All of a sudden, you could have Matthew Stafford going back to Detroit to play golf. Who was in L.A. I mean, that could be an extraordinary game.
That's a story too, and you never know in this game, especially when they have to call New York.
Exactly
right.
Hey, let's put football aside for a minute. There'll be plenty of football talking for all of our lives in the next couple of weeks. You, my friend, you're about to go into production about Joe Turner, right?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
I leave tomorrow to go to University of Wisconsin in Madison.
Okay. And
we're going to be in rehearsal for the August Wilson's play, Joe Turner's Come and Gone.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Now, when you left the NFL, I know you going back to me, was Alcatraz your first film?
Actually,
or The Rock, rather.
No. That's in the same play.
Yeah.
I mean, in the same film, Alcatraz, The Rock. That's one in the same. But what's his name? Coppola film, Jack.
Yeah.
That was the first film I was in. My speaking role got cut.
Oh no! So much for those SAG residuals.
It happens. And I was telling, it's a funny story. I was telling everybody I was going to be in this film. I'm telling everybody, shouting from the rooftops. And then I go and see the film, and there's no me.
You didn't know you weren't in it anymore.
When they pan the dais, you could see me. I was Jack's principal. I was his principal of the school where Robin Williams, Jack, who played the character, where he graduated from. I was the principal. I was supposed to introduce Bill Cosby, and then he was going to say his thing and then introduce Jack. But anyway, so when The Rock came up, which was my second film, I was mum. I didn't tell anybody anything.
And that was an Eastwood film, right?
No.
The Rock's Nicolas Cage and Sean
Connery and Nicolas Cage.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And somebody calls me up and said, "Oh my God, Dwight, man, I just saw this movie at the theater, and they're talking about this. They showed previews of this film called The Rock, and you're in the previews." I'm like, "What?"
Well, you've made it if you make the previews.
Yeah. So I still didn't tell anybody about it, but I was only supposed to work a day on that film, And I worked about 4 or 5 days. And the way SAG works,
You have to have 3 words.
They dropped me twice. So because of that, and Michael Bay is very particular with his process and the way he shoots. I was only supposed to be in the part where we're in the Fairmont Hotel, which I was. And but I was supposed to work 4 days. And then first a day, then fog rolled in on Alcatraz. And we were supposed to shoot on Alcatraz. And so we couldn't shoot because fog rolled in.
Right.
And then I was called up. Came the next day, and we couldn't get there. So they had to drop me. And then when they called me back about a week later, they said, you have a call time at the Fairmont Hotel, 5:30, da-da-da-da. And I was supposed to work 4 days. Well, the third day, Michael Bay said, Dwight, since we didn't get to finish this scene, we're going to go to L.A. and finish it. So that means they had to build a set exactly like the presidential suite in the Fairmont.
Huh.
Talk about a lot of money.
Right.
So they had to drop me for the second time. And because they dropped you twice, they have to pay you from the time you first came on set to the last day you were on set and every day in between.
So, indeed. So all's well that ends well.
Oh my God, yeah. So I thought for a minute, oh shit, after the first time they dropped me, we didn't get that. I may not be in this film now, but I just wasn't disappointed. I was a little disappointed, but it wasn't the end of the world. I said, yeah, I got to meet some guys, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
got to meet Bay. But it turned out well.
It did.
And I'm still getting paid pretty good for
That's
it.
Right.
Because they play that film all the time.
That's right.
Of course
and
they
your
do.
career's going well, and we appreciate it, buddy. Of course, the good news is you have more on your resume than having the opportunity to maybe introduce Bill Cosby, which is not the kind of thing you want to claim. But nonetheless,
it's funny how things sort of turn out and turn around, and what's up one time is down somewhere else. So
that's right. Indeed.
It's a crazy world we live in, crazy universe, I should say, but that's how it works.
Break a leg with Joe Turner, and I think the Jelly Belly Celebrity Invitational is back on, so I'll probably see you in April.
Okay. If I'm not working, I will try my damnedest to get there because I get a free trip to come see my daughter and granddaughter that lives in Berkeley.
Terrific. Dwight Hicks, take care, my friend.
Love that.
You guys be well.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
He's a good guy.
Really, really good guy.
Yeah. And he's done well. It's nice to see guys like that.
Succeed, yeah.
Yeah, succeed in a
Absolutely.
different genre, which is God bless him for that. Anyway,
Once a sports hero, always a sports hero.
yeah, I know, but
You know
sometimes
what I
you
mean,
can't
Jelly
make
Bean?
money just as a sports guy.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's hard.
I
But
mean,
if you can figure it out.
After I ran cross country for 2 years in high school,
Yeah, I
I
heard about
could have
that.
gone pro.
Well, they still talk about you.
Yeah, they do talk about me. It says, that guy finish yet?
No, yeah.
Where is he? Is he? We
Did you
gotta
ever-
go home. We're taking the bus.
Did you ever want to do like a marathon or anything like that? It sounds like a nightmare to me. But I see these people
Cross
training.
country.
You never
was-
wanted to do the Boston Marathon?
No.
You have to run a marathon before you can run in the Boston Marathon.
Oh,
you have
do
to
you?
qualify
Yeah.
Well, there's
to be in
a
the
guy
Boston
that
Marathon.
Did 7 marathons in 7 days or something? On,
What?
on a different continent.
Yeah.
Backwards.
No, I'm sure.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Have we talked about, we're waiting for a phone call from Julie Wexler and talk about her new CD, No Wonder. You seen A Complete Unknown?
Wait.
Bob Dylan film?
Bob
Yeah,
Dylan.
the
No,
Bob
I
Dylan.
Have you
haven't.
seen it?
No.
It's astounding.
Oh, is it astounding?
Timothy Chalamet, who apparently had 5.5 years that he had the script and could practice because of COVID. When they finally got around to it, Has never met Dylan.
I love
But
that.
Dylan apparently
Was into
it saw the script,
Here we
approved
go.
it, and we'll put her on hold and we'll grab her in just a second. But it's quite remarkable.
Very
And
cool.
Edward George, what's his name?
I don't know.
Who plays Pete Seeger? Edward Norton.
Oh, Edward Norton.
Who plays
He's
the
great.
banjo himself and sings
Yeah.
stuff. This is wonderful.
Well, and I hear that Timothy Chalamet is going to be performing as Bob Dylan on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, is he?
Coming up.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think at the end of the month he's going to be on SNL.
Okay.
That's pretty
Bob
cool,
Dylan, the
too.
only guy that didn't show up for his Nobel Award.
Yeah.
Anyway, with us on the line,
like it.
an old close personal friend. I don't know, not an old friend in length of tooth. She's an attractive
Yeah,
young woman.
Exactly.
Let's see if he can dig himself out of this.
Interested, yeah.
Our
I don't.
buddy
You weren't even in a hole.
Ju-
but okay.
Judy Wexler. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Michael. Hi, Michael. How are you?
I am well. Say hello to Rachel
Hi.
and Brandon.
Hello.
Hello, Rachel.
Hi.
So nice to talk to you.
Thank you for calling.
Well, it's so nice to talk to you. I was telling Rachel off the air that you were at the New York Jazz Conference last week, and you got a couple of phone calls that were unexpected and quite stressful. And who are those calls from?
I live in Glendale, it's really a suburb, I guess, of Los Angeles, but
Right.
it's not part of Los Angeles, in the San Gabriel Valley. And I got two phone calls from the city of Glendale. And one was for a canyon that is in Glendale, and I actually had to look on a map to see where that canyon was. So
it works.
It was on the other side of town, so I was cool. But my husband was here at home, and then I got another phone call for another canyon in Glendale to evacuate. I think that Glendale avoided any fire,
Right.
thankfully, but not so much with so many people I know.
I told you the other day, I spoke with our friend Mark Winkler, and he was saying he had friends who lost homes in Pacific Palisades, which just about everybody that had a home there lost one. It was just horrific.
It's so sad.
It's horrific. Yeah, I know the same people. I'm friends with, there's a vocalist here in Los Angeles who lost her home in Pacific Palisades. I'm sure that's who he was referring to. Also, the entire suburb of Altadena, right near Pasadena, basically the entire place was wiped out. And so many musicians lived there. And I do know one sax player whose house was spared, but I don't think he can live there for quite a few months. It's just unbelievable.
Judy, are things getting contained, or as of today, I haven't seen the news?
The Eaton Fire, which is the one in Altadena area, is largely contained. It's not completely contained. I think the Pacific Palisades fire is maybe 50% contained, so they still have some work to do. I haven't been outside yet today, but I don't see wind blowing out my window, so hopefully in those areas it's calm and the helicopters can fly. That was one of the huge things. Last week, the wind, oh my God, it was unbelievable. It was just absolutely unbelievable. So,
well, bless those folks, and we wish them the best and hope for the very best for them. Life, fortunately, goes on, and as does music, which is even more fortunately for folks like us. You have a new CD, he said, making a rather strange segue, but you have why did he do this there? You got a new CD called No Wonder?
I do. It's releasing on Friday, the 24th.
And you're hearing about it here because this is where people come to break the news. They don't do it down there.
That's right.
You don't do it at some station in L.A. It's not what you do. All right. Tell me about the project and tell me about how it came together, who's on it, and what you think of it.
Okay, well, I am very proud of it, first of all, and this is a project I've been working on probably in an informal way over a year's period. My concept for it was, first of all, I've worked with the pianist arranger Jeff Colella for 19 years now, and he did an arrangement for me that I absolutely loved, but it was a long time ago in 2008 for my second CD. This one is my seventh CD, and that was Dreams and Shadows. So he did a beautiful arrangement. It was a two-horn arrangement for Delilah, which was, a song by Victor Young that Max Roach famously, there's a famous version of that. And so I love that arrangement. I've always loved that arrangement. So my concept for this CD was to, first of all, I don't sing a lot of standards. I usually have off the beaten track, either jazz or contemporary songs arranged for jazz. But this time I decided I want to do standards. I want to do the hit standards, and I wanted Jeff to write two-horn arrangements for most of them, which is what he did. So that's what the album is. There's a couple of outliers. I did a version of Dance Me to the End of Love by Leonard Cohen, and I dedicated that to the victims of October 7th. Very happy. There's a hostage deal in place now as of today, officially, and hopefully we'll see some hostages released tomorrow. I mean, it's kind of amazing. Wow. And not to be political or anything, but and then I also recorded Luciana's No Wonder, which is more of a contemporary, very upbeat song. And the players on the album are, so we've got a lot of trumpet or a flugelhorn, sax, tenor, alto, flute, and clarinet players, but they're all kind of the same people. Jay Jennings on trumpet and flugelhorn, and he's with the group Snarky Puppy.
Right.
And the amazing young saxophonist, multi-instrumentalist, actually, Danny Janklau is playing the flute and the various saxes. And Bob Shepard, the legendary Bob Shepard, plays clarinet and soprano sax.
Judy, of your studio folks, who do you take on the road with you?
I take Jeff, basically. If there's a performance that's in California that I can afford to take my trio, then I would absolutely take my trio. So anywhere where I can afford to take the full band, I would certainly take them all. But I don't have that luxury all the time. So I'd like to take Jeff on the road with me if I'm doing a bunch of arrangements, especially from the album.
So are you coming north? You got any scheduled to be up here or this area?
I am working on a performance at the Sound Room in Oakland. I haven't nailed anything down yet. Other than that, I do not have anything on my calendar for the Bay Area, or the Central Coast, which I lived in Santa Cruz for my college years, and I lived in San Francisco, for 4 years before moving back to Los Angeles. So, of course, I love those areas, and I love performing anywhere in California.
So, Judy, no wonder the CD, we're going to, when we say goodbye, which isn't quite yet, but we're going to play You Stepped Out of a Dream. But the CD is available officially when?
It'll be available everywhere on Friday, this coming Friday, January 24th. I don't think I have a Bandcamp page, but it'll also be on Amazon, and hard copies will be in whatever stores are left. I have an excellent distributor, so they're getting it everywhere online and everywhere in every possible brick and mortar location.
And so folks can buy it on your website as well.
It's not available on my website,
it's not.
actually.
Oh.
But
If they swing by the house, could they get a copy?
Ooh.
If they swing by my house, you bet. My house that's still standing here
That's
in
right.
Glendale, they can
Easy to
get one
find.
for me. But they can just Google Judy Wexler,
Okay.
No Wonder, and it'll be available.
All right. Judy Wexler, it's always a joy to chat with you. And I had one other question. On Monday at the inaugural ball, do you come on after Kid Rock and before Lee Greenwood?
That's a good one.
Yeah. Because you take a few CDs with you. I know the front row at the inauguration, you can sell a few. Lord knows they've got some dough.
Oh.
It's the Bezos and
Musk.
and Zuckerberg are in the front row there.
If
Bezos
I
and
may,
Superburger.
I just want to say I'm staying far away from that mess.
Really? That's true. I'm going to watch the Cartoon Network version. I think it'll probably be very close. Judy Wexler, we love you, darling, and thank you for
you.
calling
Thank
us.
you. Thank you so much.
And this is Miss Judy from the new album, No Wonder, and You've Stepped Out of a Dream. Take care, baby.
Thanks, Michael. Bye, Rachel.
So sweet.
Good. That worked.
Yeah.
You stepped out of a dream. You are too wonderful to be what you seem. Could there be eyes like yours? Could there be lips like yours? Could there be smiles like yours? Honest and truly, you stepped out of a cloud. I want to take you away, away from the crowd, and have you all to myself, alone and apart, out of a dream, safe in my heart. You stepped out of a dream. You are too wonderful to be what you seem. Could there be eyes like yours? Could there be lips like yours? Could there be smiles like yours? Honest and truly, you stepped out of a cloud. I want to take you away, away from the crowd, and have you all to myself, alone and apart, out of a dream, safe in my heart, out of a dream, safe in my heart. Out of a dream.
Judy Wexler from her new CD, No Wonder, and You've Stepped Out of a Dream. Miss Rachel stepped out of a studio, and you and I are still here, Brando.
We are still here.
We're talking a little bit of playoff football, and I have. I figured if I bet on everybody, I can't lose,
That's correct.
providing they're not 1-to-1 bets.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've got one at 55-1 and one at 12-1. So I'm sure I'm doing something wrong, but I think I figured this out.
Yeah.
Because I made a whole lot of bets early in the year. Here's Rachel stepped into the studio.
I just had to make myself something.
What's up with law school?
Oh, it's good. Thank
I
you.
love how, what didn't you say earlier? I used to be intellectual.
Oh, I did.
And now you go to law school and you're not?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I guess I am. I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
I think, inherently.
Are you feeling better since did you get your results, by the way?
Bro.
Oh, dude.
One of my professors, love her so much. She's the best professor I've ever had in any school.
She said,
has not finished grading the finals, and it's been like a month and a half. So
it's all of them, or did you get some
torts,
back?
I haven't gotten the others, but supposedly they're submitted and they're coming soon. So I'm just checking on the daily. Okay. But I'm stressing about it. I mean, for sure, you want to do well. It's scary, guys, but
I can well believe it.
We'll see. I'm doing my best.
All right.
I know. But thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah. And I'm going to a conference next week. It's our symposium.
In Monterey. You get a road trip.
Monterey.
Not one of those kinds of symposiums.
No.
What's that? What is that kind of symposium?
The other kind of symposium.
What is it? Do we know?
You never heard of the book by Plato, The Symposium?
No.
Oh, it's all
I'm not
about...
an intellectual like you. She's telling me this. Does he listen to me at all? He doesn't listen to anything I say. No, I'm just kidding. No, I haven't heard of that. What nerd book are you telling me about?
This is like the super nerd book. Oh, it's all about like sexuality in ancient Greece and stuff like that. So of course there's dicey stuff going on.
I gotta say to myself, why is Brandon reading Plato? And then I realized it's all about sexuality.
Spicy sexuality.
Oh, I see.
Okay. All right, Brando, I get it.
Let's do lighter notes. Today, a great American standard performed by a jazz legend. First, a bit of Broadway trivia. The song My Funny Valentine has nothing to do with February 14th. Did you know that?
No.
In the original play, the tune is sung by a character named Billy Smith to Valentine Val Lamar. And that's the Valentine it refers to in the song. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Babes in Arms opened in 1937 at the Schubert Theater with the music by Richard Rodgers and Lorenz Hart. Today's version is from a 1954 film of a concert by the Chet Baker Sextet with Lars Gullen, the Swedish baritone sax player, and it was made in Torino. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable, yet you're my favorite work of art. The song would ultimately become Baker's signature tune. Now, there's a lot to be said about Chet, his talent, his demons, his legacy. Yet the performance you're about to hear speaks volumes about an American treasure. Enjoy.
My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable, yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little bit weak? When you open it, don't change your hair for me. Not if you really care for me. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Stay and make each day of Valentine's Day. But don't change your hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine. Stay. Stay and make each day of Valentine's Day.
The wonderful Chet Baker had a little warm up to get into that, but that was all right.
Oh, that is, yeah.
I want everybody to take a deep breath before the music began.
Oh, always. That's what you should do whenever
Saluting the
there's
sun,
silence.
like a
right.
yoga thing.
Well,
That's
you know
right.
that silence is golden.
I've heard that. I've heard
It's a
that.
huge power move.
Chet Baker, a remarkable player. You know the Chet Baker story?
No.
Heroin addict, and there's quite a bit of controversy. He died in Denmark. He fell out of a 3-story window, and there's some question whether he's suicide, whether somebody pushed him, or whether it just seemed like an easier way out than the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting, because there was that other musician last year who fell out of a window and passed. Yeah. He was somebody from a young person band.
Really? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the one from One Direction.
One Direction, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
funny. So we have this
Zayn.
Zayn.
And
So
we
got
certainly discovered what the One Direction was.
this poor guy. So we
Down.
got this young girl who comes into the office, and she's like, what, 21, 22, Gabby?
Mm-hmm.
And she comes in one day, and then, you know, she's talking to this other guy that works with us, and he does maintenance and stuff, but he's in his 40s. And he doesn't know who Caitlyn Jenner is. He's my age, but he doesn't know who Caitlyn Jenner is. Oh.
Good.
God, I'm so fumbly.
Did you bring
Playing the bowls.
Hang
now
on.
we have a new instrument.
Excuse me, did you bring food for everyone?
Well, I did actually. If you'd like a frittata, I'll go make it for you right now. I have 2 in the freezer.
All right, so she
From
comes
Trader
in.
Joe's.
He's 40 years old.
Okay, so he's my age. He's 40. And so he helps me with the maintenance and stuff. And she's like 22. And so she comes in and she's like, oh my God, you guys. And everything's a question. She's the sweetest girl. Everything's a question. Oh my God, you guys. Did you guys hear about Zane, whatever his last name is?
Mm-hmm.
And Rourke turns around and he goes, who's that? And she goes, he's in One Direction. And then he goes, what's One Direction?
Oh, no.
And I'm like, God, wrong crowd, girl. Wrong crowd. But this guy, same thing. I brought something up years ago. I think it was when Caitlyn Jenner maybe got in that car accident. I was like, God, can you believe Caitlyn Jenner got in that car accident? And he goes, who's that? And I was like, Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner. Who's Bruce Jenner? I was like, wait,
Oh, no,
what?
come
He
on.
should be
Under
old enough
what
for that.
rock? But Rourke
Not
lives.
too old for that.
He lives under a huge rock, and he likes the rock. And I get
Not
it.
the
And I
movie.
Said, and then I kind of tested him again, and I said, Kim Kardashian? No, nothing. No reaction. He has no idea who that is.
Oh, wow.
He really, I know. Isn't that nice? He's all tucked in down there.
Yeah.
Lucky guy. I wish I could get down there.
Well, I have never watched the Kardashians.
It's not bad.
I did. I had lunch with Caitlyn once, but it was.
Did you?
I was misled. Actually, that's the pseudonym he went under. Was misled.
You know what's so funny is I realized the other day that when I was reading, so the word misled, when I read it in a book, I always think it's misled, but I say misled. This is so weird.
Like a Jewish mouse name.
This is so weird.
Misled.
So I was writing something, and I wanted to put like the plaintiff was misled by or whatever. I was writing some essay, and then I looked back and I went, oh, it's not misled, because I spelled it correctly when I was saying it in my own, when I was writing it myself. But then I looked back and I was like, oh, whenever you've read that in the book, it's not misled. It's misled.
I always have the problem with the word mileage.
Yeah.
Mileage, I always forget that there's that extra E in there, so it's like mile age, like you're getting older while you're driving.
But it's also mile has the E. So that's how I put it together.
Yeah, exactly.
Mile age.
Mile age.
Apparently, there wasn't a lot of grammar in Plato's book.
Grandma.
Grammar.
Grandma.
Yeah.
There's this dove that comes to visit my chickens every morning, and
Jesus.
it's so funny. My cousins and I always talk about how we think. So we think my mom's probably the monarch butterfly because she really liked monarch butterflies. And so there was this one day we were sitting there and we saw like a monarch butterfly and a dove and a hummingbird, and we were going, okay, oh my God, this is so weird. So the monarch butterfly is my mom, and the hummingbird's my uncle, and the dove is definitely my grandmother. And the dove is my grandmother because it is the funniest little bossy pants dove, and it just marches all over the place, and it micromanages all the other little birds, and like it's like, you get over here, you get over there, blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
That's
3 minutes.
The only time Brandon lowers his voice is when he's whispering in studio. 3 minutes.
3 minutes. What's happening in 3 minutes?
Last time I heard that's what my doctor told me.
The
Anyway,
tiny camera.
You're gone for a couple of weeks. You'll be back. Okay. Next week, we'll talk to Jennifer Kuiper from Pinnacle Bank. Wonderful work what they do with the communities. The first, Brandon, you're going to be around, right?
I will be.
Couple weeks. The first, we will have a whole Mardi Gras show. We'll talk to our buddy John Fitzpatrick from the Eliza Jane, play an interesting interview with him, and talk to their GM, and might talk to Charlene Neville.
Okay.
The performer,
Yes,
one
yes,
of the
yes,
Neville
yes.
family, and talk to her about that big event. Needless to say, the 8th no show because it's Super Bowl weekend. I got to be home.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
And then the 15th,
do
which
Super Bowl? What?
you'll be back on the 15th.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. John, we're going to get him in the studio.
Perfect.
Because we didn't corner him enough. Bring the A-Train in while I'm talking. Because we didn't corner him quite enough the last time we had him on the air.
No, I don't
He
think so
dodged a
either.
bullet. He kept going.
What about?
Well, I don't know.
Do you want to have the tiny cameraman on?
The tiny cameraman from...
The liner notes?
As always, the show has been for Mark, certainly not for the archives, for your mom.
Yeah.
That's right. And for you until next Saturday at noon. When once again raise the standards here at Santa Cruz Voice and anytime on your favorite streaming service. I'm Jacoby. I'll see you soon.